When I mentioned to people I'd be doing a video on non-local intelligence, which came out last week, a few of them were like, "Rakish, this sounds fascinating, but isn't it just a bit too far-fetched?" And honestly, I get it, because most of human history, everything that challenged our understanding of reality seemed impossible. Until it wasn't. There was a time when people were burned at the stake for saying the Earth wasn't flat.
It is round!
When flying across the Atlantic was considered madness. When talking to someone across the world through a small rectangular device was pure science fiction. Yet here we are, FaceTiming across continents while orbiting satellites bounce our voices through space. So maybe, just maybe, the idea of a shared field of consciousness isn't so crazy after all. Think about those moments when you suddenly think of someone and they call you, or when a song plays on the radio that perfectly matches your mood, or when you have a sudden gut feeling to take a different route home and later find out that there was an accident on your usual path. There are countless real life moments like that. A driver pauses at a green light for no clear reason, just a feeling, and seconds later another car runs through the intersection where they would have been. Stories like that appear everywhere, even in mainstream reports. The Guardian newspaper in the UK covered research showing that intuition isn't fantasy. It's often your subconscious reading patterns long before your conscious mind catches up. And this sense of knowing without knowing why has shown up at the lab too. At the Institute of Noetic Sciences, Dean Radin found that participants' heart rate and skin conductance changed seconds before randomly selected emotional images appeared. The body reacted before the event occurred, almost as if awareness could ripple backward through time. Similarly, Dr. Daryl Bem at Cornell University ran 9 experiments showing people could anticipate future events at rates beyond statistical chance. He called his paper "Feeling the Future," and it challenged how science defines cause and effect. Even broader reviews like Julia Mossbridge's meta-analysis on presentment showed consistent patterns. People's physiological responses shift just before unpredictable stimuli. It's as if the body whispers what the mind has yet to see. And outside the lab, intuition plays out in daily survival. Refinery 29 shared stories of women trusting a subtle feeling, crossing the street, changing plans, and later discovering real danger had been waiting on their original route. That quiet inner signal, often dismissed as irrational, was in fact a form of embodied intelligence. So maybe these aren't coincidences at all. Maybe they're small openings into that vast invisible web connecting us all. The same field that ancient mystics spoke of and modern physics is beginning to hint at. Spiritual traditions have talked about this for centuries. In Hinduism, there's the idea of the Akash, the subtle ether that records every thought and emotion. In Buddhism, the idea of interbeing, that everything arises in connection with everything else. In Christianity, there's the notion of divine inspiration, that inner whisper that guides your choices. And in quantum physics, entanglement shows that particles can remain connected even when separated by galaxies. Different languages, same truth. Now, you don't need to believe in this type of experience, but belief isn't the doorway, awareness is. The more quiet your mind becomes, the more you notice these subtle synchronicities, almost like tuning a radio to the right frequency. You can practice this daily. Before making a decision, pause and ask, how does this feel in my body? When something unexpected happens, instead of labeling it as good or bad, ask, what might this be trying to show me? And when you think of someone, reach out, don't dismiss it. That impulse might be just the nudge from something greater. You see, this isn't about abandoning science, it's about expanding it. Because the greatest breakthroughs often come from those willing to explore the unbelievable. Einstein himself said, "The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind its faithful servant." But somewhere along the way, we started worshipping the servant and silencing the gift. So here's a thought. What if your intuition, your dreams, your sudden insights weren't random? What if they're downloads from that non-local field trying to help you evolve, create and connect? Call it God, call it source, call it consciousness. The name doesn't matter. What matters is how you listen. Because once you do, life starts to feel less like chaos and more like choreography. I don't know when I'll next talk about this, but I do know it's worth staying curious. The more we learn about intuition and connection, the more we realise that human potential isn't limited by logic, it's expanded by it. The next great leap won't be about smarter machines, but about wiser minds. So the next time you get that strange feeling, that knowing without knowing why, don't brush it off. Pause, tune in, because maybe, just maybe, you're not thinking of the universe is thinking through you. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And drop in the comments if you've ever had one of those impossible coincidences. And until next time, I'm Dr. Rakish Rana, the Clear Coach.